My name is Joe Peroni, and this is the Rise Above Project. And today, I am being forced, in a sense, to talk about a subject that I didn't want to talk about, but you kind of have to with the news, the way it's going right now. Because right now, workers in Nevada are being mandated to wear masks. And I don't know about the rest of the country, but it's probably going to move to that direction. And eventually it might even move to the customers are going to have to wear masks too. Right now, the US is experiencing a 250% rise in cases compared to a month ago. And right now, there are 4,000 people more per day that are having to be hospitalized than there was just only a week ago. And deaths are up 26%. And to go along with all that bad news, vaccination rates are going down. So it's obviously causing a problem. And I want to get into that a little bit deeper of why, with the facts as presented, that vaccination rates are actually going down. Now, I do believe that we can beat COVID-19, but we need to do it with collective sacrifice and collective purpose. And unfortunately, the way this country is working right now, and probably around the world too, we've lost a lot of that for a lot of reasons. So that's another thing I want to talk about, because it appears that we're experiencing a pandemic again. But I think that's just a symptom. There's an underlying root cause to all this, especially if you look at it from a sociology and a psychology point of view. So let's look at some facts. Fact number one, COVID-19 is now a preventable disease. Think about that. Let me say that again, it's really important. COVID-19 is now a preventable disease. Shouldn't be a problem. Fact number two, vaccinations are free and they're easily and readily available. Fact number three, 99 to 99.5% of the deaths are due to not being vaccinated. And I've heard some people say, well, the vaccinations are not that reliable. Let's take a look at that. We're looking at like 99% here of that if you get the vaccine, you won't die. Now, you can get the vaccine and still get COVID. That's about 95%, but we'll talk about that. But how effective is that? Let's take a look at it. Because birth control pills are about 99% effective, but that's only if the woman takes it every single day without fail. And preferably, of course, that she takes it at the same time every day. How many people do that? Not that many. So what you're really looking at is even birth controls are somewhere between 92 to like 94% effective from what I've read. So what you're looking at here is that in terms of effectiveness, for what the COVID-19 vaccine does, it's more reliable than what a birth control pill does. So what's the issue here about reliability? There shouldn't be one. Fact number four, 95% of the new cases are due to not being vaccinated. Fact number five, the longer it takes to get rid of this and to eradicate COVID-19, the more time for it to mutate. And it has been. That's the Delta variant. How could we have stopped the Delta variant? Or at least minimized it? By people getting vaccines. That's the answer. Fact number six, a majority of unvaccinated people, or let's say Trump supporters, or vaccine hesitant people, they believe that microchips have been implanted in the vaccines so the government can track them. You can't make this stuff up. But a majority of the people who are unvaccinated believe that. Now, I want to laugh this off, except the fact that it's killing people. You know, we do live in this new phase, right? That everybody who's got a computer, or if you can get a YouTube channel, and I understand the irony, right? Because I have one too. But we live in a day and age where everybody's looking for attention, right? We live in this age of narcissism. And if you could say the biggest lie, you can get more attention and possibly more money. You know, there are people with YouTube channels that made so much money they were able to build their own church off of lies on a YouTube channel. Now, this whole thing about having microchips in the vaccine, I try to follow it to see where this lie came from, this conspiracy theory, and I think I found it. But I don't want to talk about who it was. But let's just say it's kind of like one of those old school shock jocks that just says a bunch of stuff to get people riled up. And then it got taken from there to some religious type of people that had issues with, you know, whatever. I don't want to talk too much about government stuff here. But then they bought into it because they have an agenda of not getting people the vaccination. Why? Because it brings down the economy. Why? Because there's certain people that are running it now, let's say Democrats, and people have a vested interest in them not doing well. You know, so they keep pushing this. By the way, all the top people in the Republican Party have had their vaccinations, and all the people on Fox News that are also spreading these lies are hypocrites because they all have the vaccination. You want to know why? Because they also know the truth and they don't want to die and they don't want to kill their family members. So it's just basic stuff. Fact 7. We are not experiencing a pandemic of COVID-19. The pandemic is one of ignorance, of narcissism, of anti-science. It's a pandemic of stupidity, conspiracy theories, fact denial, and a bunch of people willing to hurt the country in order to get a little bit of popularity and some Facebook likes and some subscribers on YouTube. And unfortunately, we've fallen into where we have a country without collective purpose and without a willingness to sacrifice anymore. Interesting, because a lot of these same people who are, they're very strictly saying that I will never get a vaccine. They say that they're the same types that love their God, their country, and their family. They would take a bullet for the USA. But you won't get a vaccine to save your family and save yourself. Because all the people that are dying right now, 99.5% of the people who are dying are people too afraid to get a shot. So how patriotic are you? It's a good question. You know, I'm looking at this thing where we're in the age of conspiracy theories. Everybody thinks they're so smart now if they can come up with one. Let me tell you about a conspiracy theory. Me and my friends used to hang out a little bit, and we used to always try to say stupid things to see who was smart, you know. Think of something that nobody thought of before. So when we were like 7, it occurred to us that in New York there's a lot of pigeons, especially in New York City. You go on a field trip, there's pigeons everywhere. Have you ever seen a pigeon hatch from an egg? No. Have you ever seen a baby pigeon? Dog? No. So we came up with a theory that pigeons were full creatures put on this earth by aliens. And they're used to spy on us because they're not real animals. They're like these machines put in there by alien people. And at some point, the pigeons are going to take over the earth. Now, as stupid as that sounds, we thought we were funny. We thought we were smart. But microchips in vaccines, that might even be more stupid. And keep in mind, a lot of these conspiracy theories that are just taking over the world now, when we thought we were so funny and so smart, we were 7 years old. The emotional intelligence now of the media and a lot of the people who follow the media is not much better than 7 years old, as far as I can tell. And going back to my original hypothesis, we can destroy COVID-19, no issues, no problem. But we need some collective sacrifice and purpose. But we don't have that anymore. And unfortunately, because, America was a place where we did have that. It's gone. It went away. Let's take a look back at the people, let's say in World War II. They dealt with food rationing. They dealt with gasoline rationing. You know how much gasoline you were allowed to have during World War II if you were an American citizen with a car? 2 gallons. 2. Now listen, those cars were huge back then. I don't even know if you can get 10 miles a gallon back then. So you were basically relegated to having a vehicle that you could only travel 20 miles in a week. That's it. You were rationed out. Fuel oil, tires were rationed, shoes were rationed. The military needed rubber, so people donated their rubber hoses, instead of using it to water their garden or their lawns. They donated it to the U.S. military. They donated their tires from their car. They donated everything. Here's everything. Men enlisted back then to fight, and they enlisted to die. 407,000 Americans died in World War II. What did the women do during that time? Some were in the military. That's true. But a lot of the women went and got full-time jobs in factories to make up for the fact that there was so many men gone. So did they sacrifice? Was it a collective sacrifice? Did America have collective purpose? Of course. What happened? What else they had back then too was war bonds. You could actually take your money, invest in the U.S. military. And what was expected is that as a community even, because people did this because they were so proud, that the actual money that, say, a particular community sent into the military as war bonds, or they bought war bonds, could actually buy a Jeep for some military person, fighting the Nazis. This was with great pride. And with a war bond, there was no guarantee you were going to get your money back either. But usually they got a return because we won the war, right? But those people got a return on their money at about 3%. Did they complain that it wasn't more? Maybe, I don't know. But the thing is that they did it. Right now, what are we sacrificing? What can you sacrifice? What do we need to do to win this pandemic? Because right now we have access to free vaccinations, and people are turning them down. People I know don't even want to wear a mask. You can't even wear a mask. And way back when, World War II, there was rationing on everything, all goods. But right now, you can't get people to stop hoarding toilet paper. These are deep, deep mental and psychological issues here, right? This is not just a pandemic of some COVID-19 virus that's going to mutate 1,000,000 times. We need to handle our own personal psychology. That's what we need to do. Right now we have people willfully and almost happily saying that they're patriotic while they're killing fellow Americans and killing or potentially killing our economy, and smiling about it, bragging about it. Let's take a look here too. As I said, about 407,000 Americans died in World War II, and that took place about 4 years with people willfully trying to kill people. I mean, there were bombs and bullets and everything else, and people, it was a war. People were trying to kill people. This, technically, people are not trying to kill people. It's a virus. And in less than half the time, over 610,000 Americans are dead. I mean, what is that? 33% more people have died of COVID in half the time as World War II. And yet we're still not taking this seriously. I've got a chart here, and I don't think I can show it to you because it doesn't come up on the screen very well. But there's 3 states alone. I think it's Texas, Missouri, and Florida. That's what it is. 3 places where they could care less about wearing masks, about taking this seriously. And 40% of the hospitalizations now, or the new cases, are in those 3 states. Do they care about fixing the problem? No. And I could show you another chart, too, of all of the counties in the United States. And in the liberal counties, the Democrats would be blue, and the red would be the conservative Republicans. And if you look at the vaccination percentage, the angle goes like this. So the higher vaccination rates are all at the top of almost all of the liberal places. And then the line goes down, 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 down in all of the conservative Republican and Trump supporter places. The vaccines, they don't want the vaccines there. But if you look at that same line, all of these people are the ones that are dying most, like 99%. That's going to change, though, because of this Delta variant. And then they're going to say, oh my God, it's the Delta variant. See, the vaccines didn't work. But you caused the problem by not getting the vaccine in the first place. So again, the name of my shows here and the channel is the Rise Above Project. So I do see that this is not straight political stuff. It's about how to get better, and face the actual facts. I gave you the facts. You cannot really go against those. That's why they're called facts. If 99.5% of the people who are dying right now are dying because they didn't get the vaccine, what would be your best move if you want to rise above? And as a country, we need to get back to collective sacrifice. We should be all on the same team here. Collective purpose. So I hope you found some of that maybe entertaining, and hopefully it'll save your life or somebody else's life. Thanks for listening, and hopefully you can subscribe. And even my pug wears a mask, as you can see. Thanks for listening. Take care.